turns our attention now to semifinal number 2. And you've got Yuto Totsuka. We have a dark horse here. The young man, just 23 years of age, a 2-time Olympian, so he knows pressure, but he's going to get against the very best in the world, the reigning Olympic gold medalist in Ayumu Hirano.
It was funny listening to Shaun talk about Ayumu when he was in the booth. He said he's got the hair, he's got the tricks, and I was thinking to myself,
does that remind you of?
Yeah, that's you. That is you. But he also did mention Yuto Totsuka. He said if his time to rise is any time, it's right now, especially going into a very important winner.
Shaun didn't take a winner, a definitive winner, but I think he was hedging his bet towards Yuto Totsuka.
All right, so Yuto dropping in on athlete's right wall, coming in, switch, alley-oop, backside, rodeo, silky, smooth. And the switch, backside, double cork 1080 into the backside 900. What's he got here? Is it going to be the 12 or the 14? It is the double cork 14. Into the cab 1080. Yuto Totsuka, the 4 seed, definitely putting the pressure on Ayumu Hirano.
Amplitude on full display here in Aspen. Not one of his hits was below 11 feet outside the deck.
And there's certain keywords when you think of riders. When I see Yuto Totsuka, I immediately think amplitude. The dude goes huge. So he's got the rider's right wall drop in out of the way with that switch alley-oop backside rodeo. Just latching onto that grab.
How silky was that landing?
And then
right
here's
transition.
Here comes the front side double cork 1440. He just lands it so clean. And there's the switch front side 1080.
When you talk about landings, I mean, you think about Olympic diving. There's little splash. There's hardly any snow being kicked up, and he rides right into the next wall.
And that's exactly what the judges are deliberating, and they sure have their work cut out for them. We saw it in the women's final. We're going to see it again today in the men's.
All green except the 900.
I see a lot of greens and a lot of pluses right there. That is going to score very well. They really like that switch alley-oop backside rodeo.
Well, the double cork 14 was at an extreme 11 feet 4 inches out of the pipe. And now we turn our attention to Ayumu Hirano.
And the big question is,
we'll see it.
Did Yuto put enough pressure on Ayumu for him to bust out the triple cork? The first rider to ever land a triple cork in competition.
Is he tipping his hand right now the way he's starting a bit lower?
That's a very good question. Jersey number 99 dropping in. This is Ayumu Hirano, and we will see. There it is. 1, 2, 3. Hello. 1440 into the cab double 12. And the front side 12. Oh, yeah. He's feeling it right now. Ayumu Hirano came to play, and that is that gear. He's been sitting on it, and he finally shifted into it here in semifinals.
Someone just hit the nitrous button. And Yuto's kind of like, yeah, I've seen it before.
Seen it before, knew it was coming. We'll see where the scores come in, then we got to answer back.
Oh, look at this.
This right here is the crown jewel frontside triple cork 1440. We got our judging specialist Connor Manning in the booth. Connor, what are you seeing as the main difference between these two runs and what it's going to come down to?
I think both riders just put down incredible runs. I'm honestly leaning a little bit towards Yuto because he's got the alley-oop, which adds the variety. We see, like I talked about earlier, a lot of spins off the toes from Ayumu Hirano, but he's got the triple, so it's going to come down to, it's going to be real close, but I think Yuto might just edge him with that variety in his run.
And that will be an absolute shocker to the world of snowboarding, because anytime someone throws out a triple cork, that's usually the chokehold. That's like you're tapping out after that. And to Connor's point, T-Bird, it may happen. I mean, that alley-oop was ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely. And variety is a really important category in these judging disciplines.
That's a lot of green, too. And look at that, the lowest on the 900 at 12.5. So he was higher than Yuto, who went 11.4 on his lowest.
So maybe give the variety to Yuto, but the amplitude to Ayumu.
How about this? 94.5 to 92.2, and it's Yuto Totsuka. Connor Manning goes full Nostradamus and calls it 94.5 for Yuto Totsuka, and Ayumu Hirano a 92.2. Usually that is a game, set, match winning score, but not today at Snow League.
Unbelievable. 92.2 from Ayumu.
And not good enough.
And not good enough.
Bit of fatigue from these athletes. I mean, we're talking about a full day yesterday, and then today you're going to go almost possibly 12 runs. Are you sensing, especially from the Japanese rider, any fatigue? Because we talked about jet lag being an issue.
Number 2, run 2.
Yes, I'm here.
Yuto Totsuka took that first run with a 94.5 over.
Yeah, Noko, I was just going to ask you, are you sensing any fatigue from these riders? I mean, it's been a long 2 days for them.
To come correct on run 2.
Say that again?
Are you sensing any fatigue from these
Sorry,
riders?
it's kind of hard to hear. I apologize.
No problem. We'll get back to you after this. As Yuto Totsuka now gets set to go, the 23-year-old regular stance rider, he's going head-to-head with Ayumu Hirano. He won the first round, but I'll tell you what, both men into the 90s, and it was a 94.50 that gave him the advantage. Now, this is a situation, T-Bird, he can really apply the pressure, because if he can match even anything close to what he did on run number 1, Ayumu's going to have to pull out, I mean, the perfect run to get him.
Yeah, and this is really dangerous for Ayumu Hirano. There is no weak side for Yuto Totsuka. And it's a position that Ayumu is normally not in. In a more traditional contest with the halfpipe contest with the rules, Ayumu has 1 or 2 runs, right? 1 or 2 gears, and he does them all day, every day, keeps doing them in the final, takes the win. But here, the strategy comes into play, and Yuto Totsuka can really apply pressure.
Two-time Olympian now, set to drop in. He'll take a seat, look this one over just a little bit. 4 times X Games medalist, all in the halfpipe. He won the halfpipe competition back in 2021, just coming off a second-place performance in this very same pipe a few weeks ago at the X Games. So he knows it well, and now he just needs to put down one more stellar run and hope that Ayumu Hirano does not have the run of his lifetime, and he will be into the final.
All right, so Yuto Totsuka dropping in, coming in, switch. Switch backside 12. Backside 1260. Into the cab, double cork 14. Oh yeah, he's applying pressure. He is definitely applying pressure. Frontside 12 into the back 9. What are we gonna see here? Oh yeah, frontside double cork 1080 for Yuto Totsuka. I mean, he's sitting on a 94.5. Where that's going to come in, we don't know. But if you're Ayumu Hirano right now, Todd, what is the answer to that run?
And I want to ask Connor. Connor, do you think that run was in the same ballpark as the 94.50 that he threw down on run number 1?
I honestly think that might be a little bit lower. He had less perfect hits on there and not as much variety in the run with the alley-oop rodeo, but everything was massive. He had a few edge changes in the bottom of the pipe, and when it gets to this level, those minute things are what those judges are looking for.
But T-Bird, he did job number 1, and that is get a full pull.
Yeah, absolutely. He kept it on his feet. It was technical. It was difficult. It had amplitude. He did everything he needed to do, and now it's up to the judges.
Well, if you're following along at home with us, you already know it will be an all-Japanese final. That's because Ruka Hirano has already punched his ticket in the final, and we've got these 2 other Japanese riders here in semi number 2, so it will be an all-Japanese affair. Not a big surprise.
Not a big surprise. We've been talking about it all day yesterday, all day today. We saw it in the women's field as well. The Japanese halfpipe riders are just so good right now. They're world-class athletes. It's their main goal. It's what they want to do. And you know, we were talking to Shaun about it in the studio. He's created this. His 2 decades of dominance have created this generation of Japanese halfpipe athletes.
So it comes down to this. Ayumu Hirano needs a stellar run. And when I say stellar, I'm anticipating this has got to be upwards of 88, 89 points, probably in the 90s just to be certain. Does he go back to the triple cork?
Time will tell. We will see as he drops in to the left wall, coming in switch. Ayumu Hirano has got to get it done here. Cab 1440 into the front side, double 12. Oh yeah, Ayumu Hirano.
Oh my goodness!
He holds on! The triple cork at the bottom as opposed to the first hit.
Never seen that before, at the bottom.
Neither have I.
I wonder if he was sensing this is a good run, but is it good enough, and said, you know what, I'm going to it.
All right, Connor Manning, we are going to bring you in. So on run one, we saw Ayumu do that triple cork up at the top. He just did it at the bottom. How are the judges going to see that difference?
The way that they will see that is much more difficult because Ayumu has to keep his speed through the entire run. And let me read that back, 14, 12, 12, triple 14. To keep your speed through tricks that difficult is just so hard. So I expect him to be rewarded for doing that triple lower down.
Even though, Connor, it wasn't the smoothest of landings as he came out of that to make the transition.
I think so. It's one little bobble in an otherwise perfect run. So I think that might just be enough to take Yuto in that second run.
Yeah, will it force a third and final tiebreaker run to see who will advance to men's finals? Frontside triple cork, 1440. That is Ayumu's bread and butter, the first man to ever land it in a competitive setting. He does it at the end of his run here at Snow League.
No touch. Look at that. He countered. Oh, man. That is some serious core strength, ladies and gentlemen, to be able to come out of that after dropping out of the sky in that big run. So he's got to get the win here, or it will go to Yuto Totsuka. Here are the scores.
So there it is, 83 for Yuto Totsuka. He'll be advancing
83 over a 78.7, so he's eliminated the Olympic gold medalist, and it will be Yuto Totsuka taking on Ruka Hirano for the title. Let's send it down to Noko.
All right, Yuto, amazing run here today. 英語で大丈夫ですか？それとも日本語で？日本語でお願いします。日本語でですか？やっぱ歩夢選手と対するっていうことはどういう感じでしたか？
そうですね。やっぱりトリプルは間違いなく出してくると思ってたので、それに対抗できる技どうしようかなって考えてたんですけど、最後ちょっと失敗して、でも結果。うまくまとめれたのかなとは思ってます。
Watching Ayumu's run, he wasn't sure if he was going to be able to get the points he needed, but he did it and he's so happy. He knows he made a mistake, a little bit of a mistake in that second run, but he's so happy that he's through to the finals. おめでとうございます。頑張ってください。ありがとうございます。
And thank you very much as well, Yuto, for your time. Connor, we're going to step into you because when that score dropped of a 78.75, T-Bird and I both looked at each other and thought, really? He didn't have a fall. It had a triple cork at the bottom, and he only got 78 points.
Yeah, so the one thing I can think of, I'm with you guys on that side of things, but the 4 hits and the little edge out on the bottom of the 14, he kind of missed a hit at the next wall there by edging out. So that's the only reason I can see that these judges had him down below Yuto on that run.
All right, the brackets now are complete, and it comes down to this. The consolation will be Alessandro Barbieri of the USA taking on Ayumu Hirano for 3rd and 4th place, respectively. And the title, it will come down between Ruka Hirano and Yuto Totsuka, the land of the rising sun, well represented in the Rockies. We will have that matchup when we return to Aspen.